There's two, you're right in terms of there's two issues with the classification standard. One is the application of the standard and the fact that the standard's out of date anyhow.
Yeah.
But what we have to do before we move into the new model is fix the application of the standard, you know, how it's applied. I've personally have heard the arguments in one department that said, we can't give them an FI2 because they don't supervise anybody. So I looked through the FI classification standard for supervision, and guess what? You can't find it because it isn't there. Because that's not what your value proposition is. Your value proposition as a financial officer is not who you supervise. It's the subject matter expertise that you are responsible for. Are you responsible for financial analysis? Are you responsible for budgeting, cost accounting, policy system development? Are those the things that you're responsible for? Yes. Okay. How much money do you have influence over? This amount. That's the nature of impact. What's your independence that you have? So when we look at all these things, we just ask classification officer, classify financial job descriptions in accordance to the value proposition that is currently in a 30-year-old classification standard. What we're trying to do here is to influence the bigger system, the Chief Human Resource Officer, and we're trying to say, listen, here's a problem. So the things that we find that work well for us as an organization to help us kind of hit above our weight class, identify the problem, give them a solution, right? If you give them just the problem, you'll never get to the solution. So it's important for us to kind of say, well, what could the solution look like? And you don't have to be specific, but you kind of give them a framework as to what that solution should. And then you work with them on that solution and you move forward on that. Now, I don't want to give you false expectations, right? Because classification is more of an art than it is a science. So all the things that I say here, there's other things that counter it, even in this classification standard. But we have become a lot more knowledgeable about our classification standard, ACFO, than we ever have been in the past because of its importance. And we want to clean that piece up in terms of how they apply it. But we do know for sure there are some classifications out there in the regions as well as in the center that have been wrongly classified because of the way the standard has been interpreted and used. What I would recommend to you is to contact our labor relations folks in Ottawa, tell them the situation that you have, and we have a process for that. And we manage it professionally. We don't come down and jump on people's desks. Okay? We have professional people that would make the right contacts and express the concerns for the right reasons, and then we begin to manage that process on your behalf. Let us get involved. We cannot get involved on your behalf unless you contact us. Okay? And we wouldn't, you don't have to file a grievance right off the bat. The moment we make a phone call, you'd be surprised how the environment changes.